Hey there, welcome back to Plow and Pantry. Today is a snow day, and so I'm sticking to inside chores. One of the things I've been wanting to get to is canning the items that are in my freezer waiting to be canned. Often during the year, especially in summer, I can't get to preserving projects, but the produce is fresh, so I stick it in the freezer to can when I have time later. I'll do that with strawberries and make jam in winter. I'll do it with tomatoes and make lots of things. There's just many ways that I do that. Today, though, I'm actually canning what I call chicken scrap broth. I'm mixing a few things here. The chicken scraps are something I throw in the freezer when I trim chicken. Sometimes I do bone broth where I boil the carcass and bones and I can that. But this is using the meat and the fat trimmings and some veggie trimmings as well. So you can't see it easily in the picture when I take it out of the freezer, but this partial bag of chicken scraps is fat that I cut off of some cuts of chicken. And there's some meat attached to it. I'm kind of generous when I cut it off because I know I'll make the broth with it, but also because sometimes there's a bit of marbling of the fat running through the inside pieces, and I figure if I have a little bit of extra meat on there, it's fine. It's not wasteful in my mind. I also add in a few celery, green onion, and carrot scraps. When I'm prepping veggies, I put these things in a baggie in the freezer if it's stuff that I don't feed the chickens. Then I can make veggie broth or add a depth of flavor to something else like this chicken broth. I also had some frozen chopped onions and bell peppers from the garden that I make a freezer bag full of and I cook with all winter. And I use like a clump of that was in there all frozen together just to get it out of my way and make that baggie fit better in the freezer. So I tossed those things in the Instant Pot, no prep, just frozen and everything. And then I filled the pot to the max with water. When I do bone broth, I add apple cider vinegar to help draw the minerals out of the bones, but I skipped that this time since there are no bones. I also don't salt my broth when I make it. I add salt and other seasonings when I use it during cooking to make it just fit my dish, make it go with everything. I cook mine for about an hour, but you really don't need to do it that long since it doesn't have bones. I just like to get every little bit of flavor out of the chicken and the veggies. And even though it wasn't that much chicken, it really does still make a flavorful broth. So then I ladled it into hot quart jars. Hot jars because the broth is hot and you want it all to be as close to the same temperature as possible. I was using this canning funnel that I got it in an Azure haul that I featured it. I got it a while back and I love it for things like this because I used to have to dump all the broth through a colander that was balancing over a bowl and then put it in the jars, and now I can skip that step and just put it straight in the jars and straining it as it goes. I can leave an Azure link below if you're interested in that funnel. That's where I got it, but I also will leave an Amazon link if you don't have an Azure drop near you or don't want to do Azure. It is about $4 cheaper through Azure though than it is on Amazon. I always wipe my rims with vinegar and I put the extra vinegar in my canner so that the hard water doesn't leave a white film on my jars. And then I got my lids and rings on, fingertip tight. Then I got them in the canner. And I'm using my digital pressure canner today because it's just a few jars. I love my digital pressure canner because there are often things I want to can just a few jars of, and it was a game changer for me. I still love my big All-American for big loads of things, but I end up using this one way more often. I put the required amount of water in, again, hot water because the jars and the broth are hot. This helps things can up correctly and prevent siphoning. Any meat product does have to be pressure canned to follow safe canning practices. Because these are quarts, I need to do them for 90 minutes. The way this canner works is that you put it in and you turn it to exhaust and you put your time and you press start. Then when it reaches pressure, it vents for 10 minutes on its own and counts those down. And then when the 10 minutes are up, it beeps and you turn the dial off from exhaust and onto airtight. My knob on top is green because I live above 1,000 feet, so it takes the place of a weighted gauge in a regular pressure canner. If you get this canner, it comes with both a regular gauge and the high elevation gauge, and you just snap on whichever one you need for your elevation. So after you get it all sealed up, it starts the countdown, and then it's a matter of just waiting until it's done. And then you have to let it come down from pressure naturally on its own. It takes about an hour usually, at least from Broth. It has, it's got a little button on top that goes down when it's released all its pressure, kind of like an Instant Pot does. Just to be clear though, this is not an Instant Pot. Pressure canners and pressure cookers cook at different amounts of pressure, so they're not interchangeable. And this is really just all there is. This is how I make broth out of scraps of chicken and veggies because I like as little food waste as possible. And this was well timed because not only is it Canuary, but I am totally out of chicken broth down in my food storage, and it's soup season, as well as Pantry challenge, so I'm not going to go buy it. I usually don't buy it anyways, but it's definitely not an option right now. So this gets some stuff out of my freezer, it restocks my chicken broth at just the right time, and it knocks an item off my to-do list when I am relegated to indoor chores only. Thank you guys so much for joining me today while I can chicken broth. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you come back for future videos.